First of all, thank you very much for having me here. I know that this is the holiday season, and for all of y'all to have left your family and come out in order to, listen to me and interact with me. You've taken time away from your family. Thank you very much for that. Uh, I really do appreciate the effort. And of course, Manushi, means I call her by her name because she is far younger to me. The fact that she organized all of this in spite of the issue of my not being able to come during working days, and I was here only during the holidays, she managed to do that. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure actually talking to a lot of ladies, because if there is one thing I believe in, it's that there is a lot of space for us still to grow. And while we have grown a long while, and especially in that one book that I wrote about my own life story, it's called Indomitable: A Working Woman's Notes on Life, Work and Leadership. So I wrote in the last chapter, where I step in as chairman, that the first woman to join State Bank of India was exactly 50 years to the date when I stepped into the C-suite. So it took 50 years for that organization to promote a woman into the chairman slot. So our journey is long and hard. It's not simple. It's not easy. It's filled with all kinds of not only barriers and obstacles, but it's also filled with our own self-doubt. I was just thinking, when all of these lovely things were being said about me, I was actually wondering within myself, do I really deserve all of this? We all have this imposter syndrome. It's every once in a while we begin to think, are they really talking about me? Is this really me? Do I really deserve this? Or am I getting way too much, far more than I actually deserve? We all get it. And even in a room full of, say, 10 people, if 5 are men and 5 are women, if you pose a challenge over there, for which all 10 are about 30% ready, and you ask them who's ready to take on the job, all 5 of the men will put up their hands. Not more than 2 women will put up theirs. Because they're being held back, not for anything else, but by self-doubt. And actually, if you're asking for the story behind me, that story is one of trying to overcome all of that. Overcome your self-doubt, overcome the fact that you are not ready for a job, overcome the fact that you're comfortable doing something, and push yourselves out into the uncomfortable zone. Take on challenges which you are just about partly ready for, maybe not even ready for, but which that you can still manage because you will learn on your feet, and you're willing to work hard, and you're willing to work long, and you're willing to learn from anybody and everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. And it's a story of doing all of that, and I'm sure all of you all are doing the same. Maybe you're not thinking about it, but all of y'all who have got somewhere or the other, y'all are all thinking about it and doing the same. The one thing only that I want to say is, this problem about women having to manage work and home, realize one thing, that whether you're at work, whether you're at home, nobody has it all. Nobody. Even the person who's staying at home and taking care of the children, taking care of their households, they don't have it all. Because within their lifetimes, there will come a time when the children don't need them anymore, when the spouse has grown up in a different way, grown apart, and when maybe the older people in the household are no longer there. At that point of time in their lives, they will begin to question, what have I done for myself? What have I achieved? And they don't really have any answer. So they try and live through the lives of their children. And the children don't always want that. They want their own lives. They don't want to live your dreams. They have their own dreams. So at that point of time, they don't have it all either. So whether you're working or you're at home, there will be times when you will make compromises, when you will wonder whether a decision taken is a right decision or a wrong decision. Many of them, you will never know the answer through your entire life. You live your life with the understanding that I've taken a decision. I will never know whether it was the right or the wrong one, but I'm willing to live with the consequences of the same. Okay? And if you are comfortable with that, go ahead and take that decision. Because frankly speaking, life is not easy, nor is it fair. It's neither of the two. Yesterday, I was meeting up with 10 girls who were with me in hostel. We used to have rooms in the same corridor. So all of us knew each other very well. Some of them I was meeting after almost 45, 47 years. And their stories were so different. Stories were so different one from the other. You cannot believe. One girl, for instance, she was really good in math. And I used to be pretty envious of her because I wasn't that good in maths. And this girl used to she used to hardly study and yet score the topmost marks. And she told me, do you know, Janish Amar May kintu PhD kore, she has become a lecturer in Brabon in mathematics. And I was telling her, oh God, means, can you imagine those maths professors? We used to be so respectful of them. And now your daughter is one. Okay? She herself has written 4 books, textbooks in mathematics. Okay? Look at what she has been able to do through her life. And yet there were others who had gone through terrible reversals. Absolutely terrible reversals. Means I cannot tell you. One of them, for instance, had 3 children. 2 of them got blown up instantly in one of the terrorist attacks. 2 of them. She was also one of our friends who knew that life had such difficulties for her in store. She's not, she's not the same at all. Totally different. Can't be the same after a life experience like that. But they're also our friends. They also go through life. So the fact of the matter is, you have to understand that fate deals you certain cards. But with the cards that fate has dealt you, what you make of it is your choice. That is your karma. Don't worry about what is being put on your plate or what is not being put on your plate. Whatever is being put on your plate, after that, what you make of it, that's what you need to worry about. That's where your attitude comes in. That's where you have to have a can-do feeling. That's where you need to make up your mind. Yes, this may mean some sacrifice here, some gains there. I'm willing to do that. Or I'm not willing to do that. I cannot sacrifice this. This is more priority. You determine it. But that's the way life is. And I would say, in many ways, I've been very lucky. Some amount of luck is required for whatever I have got. For instance, the job that I now hold, I can't say it was, anything other than luck. Like, who in the world would have thought that a IT company that's just 25 years old, it's a cutting edge IT company, the 3rd largest enterprise IT company now in the US, that they would suddenly look me up and want me to head their India operations. And I come from finance, I don't come from IT. I have no idea how to code a single line. I can't write a single line of code. Okay? And why would they want me? But they wanted me. And they really pursued me for 5 or 6 months till I made up my mind and I said, okay, I will join. Not knowing whether I was making the biggest, blunder of my life. Because at the end of the day, I had retired at a pretty, high level. In the sense that I was chairman of SBI. It's the biggest bank in the country. I was the first woman chair. A lot of my friends said, you're making a mistake. If you fail over here, why do you want to fail? Means you succeeded there. Relax and, sort of rest on your laurels. Don't try other things. And there were a few others that said, why not? Why do you want to just, vegetate? Go ahead and do something new. And I myself felt that it would be nice to do something new. So I went ahead and did it. And frankly, today I'm enjoying. Just before I came in over here, in fact, I got a phone call from one of my young colleagues to tell me that a deal that we had been working on had just closed. I took that call. I didn't want to take it because I was talking to her, but I knew that this deal is in the works and I wanted it closed before the 31st of December because we have monthly targets. Because he called, I took the phone because I thought maybe it needs my intervention. But he gave me some pretty good news. Now, those are little things. But then, these young colleagues of mine, the fact that when we are closing something, they take the trouble of calling me up and telling me, it gives me a little bit of pleasure. It gives me a sense of satisfaction that, they also are working alongside, and it's fun to have targets, to have goals, to try and attain them. So what, that I am at this age. Frankly, in my current organization, the average age is below 30. And I keep joking with them that when I joined, your average age became 31. Okay? Because I'm so much older than them. I'm 3 generations ahead of them. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I have a lot of young mentors these days because they are forever mentoring me. They're forever teaching me stuff which I had no idea about. All right? But in the end of the day, they're also learning something from me. And it's a good exchange. It's good to be out there. It gives you energy. It gives you, something to live for, something to wake up in the morning and be excited about. That's what life is all about. You need to wake up in the morning excited about something. And I look at her and the kind of things she's done. Offbeat is one such thing. Think of this idea of creating something like this. I am told her son is looking at, something called Making Calcutta Relevant Again, MCRA. And I was telling her, should I migrate back to Calcutta? I will definitely join that movement. It's so much, it's such a thing that's so close to my heart. Love to get it. Love to get it done. Because we love coming back to Calcutta and spending a few days. But why should it only be for a few days? Why won't people want to come here and stay here? There is a huge perception issue about Calcutta and Bengal. How do you change that? I had a huge perception issue when I went into SBI as chair, because everybody thought SBI was a grandfather's bank. My grandpa used to have their account there, not me. Okay? And then I did a survey to find out, do the youngsters at all come to the bank? They say, yes, we do when we need education loans. So I said, why only education loans? No, because SBI is very tolerant, they allow us all of these things. The private sector banks, they're very tough to get loans out of. So we come to SBI. So I said, okay, you get an education loan and you get a good degree. What do you do then? So then we go and open a bank account in a cool bank. SBI is not a cool bank. Okay. So they go and open an account in a cool bank. And do you ever come back to SBI after that? And they said, yeah, sometimes we do, especially when we are taking housing loans. And why is that? Because by that time, we don't want any, hidden clauses and stuff like that. SBI is quite transparent. And not only that, should I miss an EMI or something, SBI is not, doesn't get on my back immediately. They are very tolerant about these things. So I said, oh, so that's the reason why you come back to SBI. Is it all the wrong reasons? None of them were the right reasons. So I had my work cut out in order to change that entire perception. By the time I left, by the way, SBI was number 1 in every single social media, excepting Twitter. Every single one of them, we were number 1 in respect of followers, in respect of likes, and all of that. Okay. So we had changed the perception. Our customer profile from 47 plus had come down appreciably to about 36 plus. Okay. Today it is even lower. So we started making customers out of youngsters, which we had stopped. Similarly, when I came into Salesforce, everybody used to say they are very good, but they are like a Rolls Royce on a rural road. Okay. So they are very expensive and they're very difficult to implement. So again, I had to do a whole perception change. And now I'm thinking that if I come to Calcutta, that will be the 3rd perception change. I will just need to work on how do you get a perception change. But that's the story. Means the story behind who I am is really nothing. It's the same as all of your stories, excepting that I've always been very eager to take up challenges, eager to be out of my comfort space, eager to, do things, new things, eager to learn, and of course, whenever possible to give back. So I think that's about it.